Hey guys, it's come again. It's time for Minecraft Live, and that means another mob vote, and we've got 3 new options to choose from. The Snifter, or the Sniffer. I always want to call it Snifter like it's some sort of cognac thing. It's an ancient dinosaur that you find the eggs, unlike these ocean, I don't think it's the ocean monuments, but like those ocean under ancient cities. You dig up the sea, basically a hatchet, and it can dig up seeds, which will form a new plant. Got the Rascal, a mob that plays hide and seek in the mine shafts, and gives you enchanted gear if you find them 3 times. You also have the Tut Golem. It's a statue that comes to life when and it carries items for you. Like almost like an item frame, but it can carry stuff. So here's the thing, I'm biased. Clearly biased. I like the Sniffer. I think it's a cool like dinosaur. Kind of reminds me like a woolly bison or like a woolly cow mixed with a dinosaur. I personally think the seed and the plant as a decorative item is actually the most useful thing of the bunch in terms of functionality. So that's going to be what I'm going to pick. The other mobs, I like the idea of a mob in the mine shafts being able to kind of add another thing in there. That's pretty neat. But the enchanted gear that it gives just doesn't seem useful. So far, it's only been iron, enchanted iron. And in this game, it's just so easy to surpass that in, just a few days and move on to enchanted diamond. So it's just not useful late game. The Tut Golem, honestly, is my second pick. I think it's kind of cute looking. I like the idea of it being a decorative block. And it being able to carry stuff around, but without them mentioning like any specific functionality to the golem, I just can't see it being, what I'd want to pick over the Sniffer. So now we got that out of the way, let's take a look at some speculation. First, I'm gonna start with some realistic speculation. Then I'm gonna go into some kind of crazy, wild speculation. So let's start off with the realistic stuff. I think, we're going to see some features that got cut from the wild update. I'm really hoping bundles are actually going to be back. Maybe some of the archaeology stuff gets returned. That would be really cool. I could almost kind of see this being like an ancient update, where they add, the functionality to the ancient city portal, something to do with that. You had, the Sniffer was like a dinosaur egg, which is one of the options to choose from with this mob vote. So there could be kind of more, with the archaeology and the dinosaur, there could be a pattern emerging there that maybe they want to go with something that's a little more on the ancient side. I could also see them, I hope they bring back fireflies and that we get this sort of birch forest update. Though one thing I will say is, look on the launcher, there was kind of like a desert on one side with a swamp, and the desert update is kind of one of the only of the updates that hasn't been, the original biome update hasn't been implemented yet. So we got, the cave and cliffs, we got the swamp with the boat, things with boats, the mangrove forest, and the frogs. We've yet to get a vulture, and sort of the Badlands type of update. So that could be cool. We could also have bones involved as well, some archaeology discoveries. So it all works hand in hand. But we'll see. I don't have huge expectations for the amount of stuff we're gonna get, because after that year of delayed updates, to me it seems like it's just taking Mojang longer. I almost kind of feel there's like an internal struggle to get rid of the Java edition of the game. I think Microsoft, if they had their way, they would want to get rid of the Java edition. Of course, with so many people, so many like YouTubers and stuff preferring the Java edition, there's no way they can do that. But if they had a choice, I think they'd do it in a heartbeat. But just right now, there's just no way they could. It would be financially viable for them to do it. It angered too many people, but you can see them trying to like give you free editions of the Bedrock version. They want to keep pushing that, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be successful. So let's move on. It's time for wild speculation. And what do I mean by that? First, what I would like to see, this is sort of like my wish fulfillment here. It would be the Sky update, where, to me, I think one of the coolest things that they could add to Minecraft is, imagine, you're tooling around, you're exploring the area, all of a sudden you come across a floating island in the sky. How cool would that be? They kind of had that in Terraria, but forget that. I don't think it was that cool. I think it'd make it even cooler in Minecraft. And then, they could add birds that glide. They don't really have a lot of sort of stuff in the air in terms of mobs, and that could be a really cool addition to it. And as far as like cool treasure, I think it'd be pretty cool to have like a block that either like floats you up or like shoots you up, depending on the amount of redstone signal that it gets. So like you could even like adjust it to the point where like the redstone signal is lesser, and you could use that to make like elevators for yourself or potentially items. I think that'd be really cool, but you only find the material in the city, that sort of like a floating island, or it could be like a floating castle, a floating city, anything like that. But it would be really cool to have like a really rare floating island in the sky. I think that'd be awesome. Maybe add a few like dangerous like sky mobs in there. That'd be pretty neat. I've always like, you can kind of do it with phantoms where like you're flying around with your or like gas, you're flying around with your elytra and your sword, or like your bow, and like you're fighting in the sky. I think the whole thing would be really, really awesome. Other people have been clamoring for an end update, something that you could go to the end. Right now, like the Nether update, I think was awesome. One of their better updates that they've had in recent times. But the end really hasn't been updated. It's kind of desolate. And in a way, maybe that's by design. It's kind of meant to be a desolate area, but I think it could really benefit from an update. Something that would kind of spruce it up. And of course, getting more off-white and purple blocks, I'm all for it. So maybe even add, some different biomes to the end, like you would see from the Nether update. That could be really awesome, because then that whole dimension feels like it's a little bit dry. You only go there to do a few certain things, like get the elytra, find the end cities, get the shulker boxes. So that could be a really big opportunity to kind of flesh that area out, and maybe even like use it potentially, for building cities, that kind of thing. So that's my thoughts on it, on what could possibly be taking place in Minecraft Live. Let me know what you think. Like, what are your hopes, your dreams, your sort of like realistic expectations for that, for this video, or, for this presentation? Let me know in the comments. So I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.